And in this third module, in the mental dimension, I want to talk a little bit more about the power of the mind-body connection. Well, if you've read the book, you know we give an illustration about an experiment that Dr. Alia Crum conducted, and she divided her subjects into two groups. Each group actually received the exact same milkshake formulation. However, group one received a container that was labeled indulgence, and it said that there were 300 calories in the milkshake, that it had significant grams of sugar and fat. The other group, again getting the same exact formulation, received it packaged with the name Sensa-Shake and showed it to be only about 150 calories, no fat, and very little sugar. The interesting conclusion was the people that received the indulgent shake had ghrelin levels that dropped 3 times more than people that took the shake labeled Sensa-Shake. Ghrelin is a hunger hormone that tells us we're satiated. How in the world could they be more satiated when they had exactly the same shake? Because their mind told them they were more satiated because of that label. That's how much our thoughts impact us. And this happens all the time in so many different ways. Our perception impacts our physiology. Dr. Carolyn Leaf is a brilliant neuropsychologist that is also a woman of very strong Christian faith, and she writes extensively about the power of the mind. In one of her books, she actually talks about what smiling does to our physiology. The act of smiling physiologically can change us and help us be healthier. And it not only helps us be healthier, but when we smile and look at others, our smile can help change their physiology. So think about this. If you're having a bad day, and we have reasons to have bad days, but we can choose to set our mind on things above. We can choose to look at things with a positive perspective and choose to think about things that make us smile, to literally just practice the exercise of lifting our cheeks and smiling, and it releases compounds in our body that bring us health. My oldest daughter, Jamie, and I both faced off breast cancer in 2020. Mine was a stage 1 and hers was a stage 3. And in all of our research, as we looked at various ways to face off this dreaded disease, we realized more and more how powerful our mindset was going to be in our healing. No matter what the diagnosis, no matter what the prognosis, how we perceive it and how we choose to believe our body can respond will greatly impact our body's ability to heal. There are thousands of examples of this in modern day medicine that really tell us how important it is for us to take our thoughts captive and really implement good, healthy thinking as part of our health and wellness journey. So with all that being said, I'm going to expand on this when we move to the spiritual dimension in this module and dig in even deeper, because biblical meditation is one of the very best ways to bring stress down and bring healing to the body, focusing on God's truth. So let's talk about how long you can expect it to take for you to really change those neuron pathways in your mind. We've talked in other modules about identifying the lies you believe, about taking your thoughts captive, about squashing them and calling them out for what they are, lies. We've talked about finding new, healthier messages that can erase and replace those unhealthy thoughts. And we've also talked about the importance of repetition. That fourth step of repeating those messages over and over is essential. The first 3 will not do anything if you do not repeat these messages on a consistent basis. New studies are showing us that if we can repeat a healthy message over and over for 30 days in a row, with that kind of consistency, those neuron pathways in the brain can change about 10%. So the old unhealthy messages can shrink and atrophy about 10%, and the new strong and healthy messages can grow. Those neuron pathways in our brain can grow about 10%. So what does that mean? That means that if you consistently practice those new healthy messages and squash the old ones for about 10 months, you could potentially completely erase and replace the negative thoughts and feelings that are driving your unhealthy habits. It is so important to train yourself to be a really good steward of your mind, to be very aware of the thoughts that you are thinking and the things that you're saying to yourself and what you're exposing yourself to. And of course, proactively practicing that healthy self-talk. Do you believe this science to be true? Do you believe if you practiced this healthy thinking every single day for the next 10 months that things would change for you? I do. I know it to be a fact because I've practiced it in my own life. If you believe it to be true, wouldn't you love to experience that victory, that power in letting healthy, dominant thoughts drive your emotions and drive your behavior? So I'm bringing this up with extra emphasis today in Module 3 because there are so many things to think about as you're trying to change lifestyle. Most of you are spending a lot of time on the food you're eating and the food you're not eating, but don't discount the importance of this part of the journey. This is where real change actually locks in. This is where when you lose the weight, you're going to be able to keep it off because you've changed your internal programming. It is so, so important.